you to do is work with your own image now, gazing at the left eye in front of you in the mirror, in the identical way that you were just doing trespasso with a partner, and also gazing at Padmasambhava. Now, I'm experiencing that kind of chonsa and the butterfly, a little flavor of that confusion of not knowing exactly who is who here, or what is what. It's kind of a lovely confusion.
Notice that in the beginning I got really into my mind, and it was all, my God, you really look, oh, look at those wrinkles, and
Yeah.
and then was like, well, should I be looking in what is my real left eye, or the left, like I looked at another, just kind of mind fuck.
Uh-huh. Yeah, and I think that there can be a tendency for that kind of mindfuck with this, because what you're looking at is purportedly yourself. But is it? Are you the one who's getting old with wrinkles? Are you the one who could be judged? Or is there some greater clarity in that eye looking back at you? Like the gaze of Padmasambhava.
I'm noticing what you point out often, Gary, is like resistance, which I didn't at all feel in either the other two.
So when it comes to yourself, there's more resistance in your experience with either Padmasambhava or trespassing with a partner. Why is that not surprising?
It's not surprising.
Right.
Why?
Well, or be curious about the resistance itself. Like, what's the resistance about when it comes to you? And what exactly are you resisting that wasn't happening with the other two versions of basic practice today?
Well, what surprises me is that I feel like I'm resisting kind of going deeper or letting go of my concepts. It's like I feel kind of stuck in a very superficial sort of resistant mode.
But it sounds like the concept that you're resisting letting go of has to do with yourself. Is that accurate?
Yes.
Oh. So what is this self-concept that you're holding on to that was not happening when you were gazing in the other two versions of this?
It's clearly something about like seeing myself as some separate identity, something kind of fixed.
Yes.
Like all the concepts I have about myself.
Right on.
Right.
So one of the things that I've said, I think, as part of the intro to each of these three, is to let go of any ways that you've concretized or objectified the other person of late, but also to let go of any of the ways that you've objectified or concretized yourself. And so I think part of what you're saying and seeing here is that as you do trespasso with your own left eye in the mirror, that it brings up this concretization, this way that you've had yourself framed. And some part of you wants to hold on to that. And yet there's this other more witnessing part of you that recognizes it. Does it sound like I captured it? Or
yeah.
Good. So there's more work for you to do down the road with that one. And of course the good news, Deborah, is that who and what you are isn't an image. Isn't that construct that a part of you is clinging to, and another part is merely recognizing, observing the phenomena. So I think that the trick here in doing this particular practice is not to get caught in the mirror, is not to identify with the image. It's so trippy because my self-image begins to completely collapse. At the same time, I'm looking at my fucking face. It's like very trippy. And what happens if you bring it so close that the image, the face in the mirror, pretty much fills the whole mirror? For me, this is where it gets very trippy and kind of baffling. And something begins to cancel out, like I don't know who I am, and it's gorgeous.
It's harder to maintain any kind of conception.
Yes, it becomes harder to maintain any fixed conception of yourself. What a relief. Now, I love doing Trispasso. I love gazing into the image of Padmasambhava. And this is truly trippy in its own right. I mean, it would seem, if someone were looking at this from the outside, this would seem like the height of narcissism, right? But actually, it's the thing that begins to deconstruct narcissism.